sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So let me teach you how to compute custom duties. So computation of customs duties. So where you have to compute import duties, okay? Where you have to compute import duties are computed on what we call the transaction value. I said they are computed on what we call what?
Transaction value.
Yeah, the transaction what? Value. Now, the transaction value is the actual price that is paid or payable for the goods that you imported into the country. All right. And this transaction value is also known as the okay, it's also known as the import value, or what we call the CIF, cost, insurance, and freight value. Are we okay? Now, this transaction value is applied worldwide. We have a universal standard, right, which we use. Now, the whole thing is that there are 6 methods that we use globally, according to the World Trade Organization, right? Every country uses this for customs valuation. All right. Now, the thing is this, that these methods are like, it's just like transfer price. They're actually transfer pricing methods, right? For me, this one and transfer pricing are no different. I'll come and explain to you. All right. So there are 6 methods. So we always start with the transaction method when it comes to valuation. Okay. So we always start with what? The transaction what? Value. So this transaction value, if we know how much we actually paid for the goods in the foreign country before bringing them to Ghana, this is one of the bases for determining what? The duty. If we cannot find them, then there are other secondary what? Methods that we can rely on, right? So you can remember I saw David cooking fufu. Okay. So the other methods are, I saw David cooking fufu. So what other method? Assuming we cannot determine the actual price you paid for these goods from the foreign country, then we can now rely on what?
Value.
The price
value.
of the transaction value of identical goods. Do you understand? So let's say you brought a complex machine into the country, but maybe the invoice was missing or something, right? So we look for somebody who has imported an identical machine, are you getting it, from another country, and use the price of that machine, are you getting it, to determine your duty. Does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, if we can't find the same identical machine, then we can use what? The transaction value of similar goods. Okay, so some goods, let's say there was another machine which also functions like this one, but it is smaller. Are you getting it? Or another machine that looks like this one, but it's not the same thing. We can use the value. If somebody has imported some into the country, we can use that value to determine your customs duty. If we cannot see that, then we will now do what we call a deductive what? We'll use the deductive value. What is deductive value? Deductive value means that we'll go into the local market, right, and see how much this similar type of machine is sold for in Ghana, right? Do you get the whole idea? So you see this transaction value, price of identical goods and similar goods, it works like what we call the cap method in transfer pricing, where we are just comparing prices, right? The deductive value looks like what we call the resale price. So here you are saying that, okay, you are going to take a ruling selling price in the market and then subtract all the margins, are you getting it, and the value that you added just to come and get the cost you would have acquired it, I get it, from the supplier. Because if somebody on the market sells this for 1 million, and then we know that usually they add profit of 25%, which is about 250. Do you get it? And then they add some additional value before they sell of maybe 100. Then you know that at the end of the day, you would be getting what? An amount which should be the amount you bought it from the supplier. That's the deductive value. And that is the value we are now going to use as our what? Our custom value. If we cannot determine this, then we do computed what? Value. We'll look for somebody who creates some of that machine, and then we are going to take that person's cost. Are you getting it? That's the cost of labor, material, and other expenses, right? And then we are going to add some markup, are you getting it, on it, just to come and get what? The transfer price, or the amount that we would have sold it to somebody in Ghana. Okay, so this is what we call the computed value. It looks like cost plus. This one looks like cap. This one looks like resale. This one looks like cost plus. Okay, then finally, if we
Yes.
cannot use that computed value, we now use what we call what? Fallback method. Now, this fallback method means use common sense and available evidence. So use common sense and available evidence. So if I couldn't use
Recording in
information
progress.
was not available to use all these methods, then what we can do is that we will use what? All our methods, maybe information based on machines that has come over the years, whether they are similar to this machine, how they function. We look at all those things and say, okay, based on this, it looks like it's similar to maybe the machine that was used to make the roads in Ghana. So let's use the same valuation technique, right? So I saw David cooking fufu. If you can't see the transaction value, you look at the transaction value of identical goods, that's the I. If you can't see that, you use the transaction value of similar goods. If you cannot see that, you use the deductive value. If you can't see that, you use the computed value. Then finally, if you can't determine all this based on available information, you use the fallback method, which is common sense plus available evidence. So these are the way we determine customs valuation in Ghana and worldwide.
Hello,
Yes,
Prof.
yes, please.
Uh, Good evening. I
Good
like the way
evening.
you presented on the valuation method and the fallback method. You can still go back to all the methods that are there, but this time you relax the rules that follow them.
Yes, that's why I said common sense plus
Yeah.
available evidence.
So you relax all the rules that follows. Okay.
Thank you for the contribution. Are we okay? Is everybody okay? That is it.
Yes, sir.
Good. So now let's learn how to determine customs duty computation. So all duties or all indirect taxes are actually computed on two methods, right? So indirect taxes are computed on either ad valorem basis or they are computed on what? Specific basis. So if you go to the exam and they ask you that how are duties computed, ad valorem means on the value. Does it make sense? I said ad valorem means what? On the value, meaning that
On
if
the
the duty
value.
is 20%, you do 20% times what? The CIF. Do you understand? If it is specific, specific means that it is on the quantity. So specific duties are on a quantity. Ad valorem duties are on what? A particular value. Do you understand? Does it make
Yes,
sense?
sir. Yes, sir.
Good. So we are
Yes,
saying that
please.
duty on value means it's not given as a percentage, but it's rather given as an amount per a specific quantity. So what if I told you that the duty is what? 24 cedis per kg. Okay? 24 cedis per kg. And the person brought 10,000 kg to Ghana. So if the person brought 10,000 kg to Ghana, that means what's the value of the duty? It's 24 per kg times
240,000.
that. That means it's 240,000 Ghana cedis becomes the amount of
240.
duty. So duties, I told you, can either be what? Specific, that's based on quantity. The duty is valued per quantity, and then ad valorem on the value. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so why do we actually compute duties and why do we actually compute VAT? It's based on some two principles that are on worldwide taxation. Okay, so worldwide taxation does not apply only to your income taxes, it applies to indirect taxes as well. And that is based on two principles, which we call the destination principle and origin based principle. So we have the destination principle of indirect taxes. Are you getting it? And then we have what? The origin principle.
No problem.
Okay. And mostly this goes with VAT, but let me explain. So, origin principle says that we tax based on where the thing was made. So, in Ghana, something like excise duty, are you getting it? Some part of it is taxed because the goods were manufactured in Ghana. This is origin principles. So, tax the thing where what? It was made. Do you understand? So if the goods were manufactured in Ghana, they should be taxed in Ghana. And this is linked to the jurisdictional principle. Then we have the destination principle, which is what? Where it is used. Do you understand? So this one we tax based on where the thing was used. Please, whose background is that? Is distorting the class? So where the thing is used. So destination principle means where is the final destination of whatever goods and services were made. So for instance, the reason why we calculate import duties is that we are bringing the thing to use here. The reason why export duties are lower is because they are not going to be used in the country. They are mostly zero rated. They'll be used in another country. So the destination principle doesn't work there. So destination is that where is the destination where the thing will be used? That is where we should tax the thing. If the thing is re-itemized for export, then the export or the amount that will be paid should be reduced because it will be paid in another country. And that's what creates zero rating. So VAT and customs duties are based on two main principles that are worldwide taxation. The destination principle for what? The source principle. That's where we are going to use the thing. An origin principle is where the thing was created. Okay, this is the worldwide taxation rules for indirect taxes. Okay, but for direct taxes, we use the worldwide income, which we can refer to what? Section 3 of our Income Tax Act. Do you get the whole idea? So we are taxing the thing because we are going to use them in Ghana. That's why to balance, to maybe solve our balance of payment, we increase import duty so that people will not import more, so that they'll rather export to control our budget deficit. Does that make sense? All these things are linked. They are the same thing, but from different schools of thought. I hope that makes sense now. I hope that makes sense now. So we are looking at two types of duties. First, let's look at how to compute import what? Duties. So for import duties, it's easy. First, we need a cost, right? So you always have to get the cost, which is the cost that you incurred from the other country, right? Mostly they'll give it to you in a foreign figure. So once you get the cost, are you getting it? You are going to add freight. Freight is the loading fees, the loading and unloading fees, the packing costs, the things that you incur as what? Cost to load and unload them, put them on the container, and it's like carriage cost, right? All those things are part of freight. So you add the freight to it. Then you come and get cost and freight value. I say you come and get what?
Cost and freight value.
Which is a C and F. So once you get the cost and freight, okay, if insurance, the goods are actually insured, you take the insurance figure and add to it. If they are not insured, then you need a notional insurance. I say you need a what?
Notional insurance.
Notional insurance. This notional insurance, if the goods came by air, is 1% off the C and F. Okay? If the goods came by sea, then it's 0.875% of the C and F. Do you get the whole idea? So once you get the insurance figure added, this now gives you your cost, insurance, and what? And freight in the foreign currency. Do you get it? But assuming there was no Ghana cedi, don't convert. Do you get it? But some questions they give you the Ghana cedi. Question now, Mao, Ghana cedi. Then you are going to assume Ghana cedi is 10 cedi. Must be small. Nobody sent you. If the thing is given in dollars, use dollars or suggest exchange rate of 1:1. I get it, but I prefer that GRAG dollars. Some per dollars they crash in cedis. Why are you worrying yourself to convert? Especially those doing oil and gas. They'll give you the thing in dollars, then you are converting to cedi. Hey, you are setting your own question. You get it. Most petroleum agreements are already in dollars. So please, that conversion, if someone tells you to convert, tell the person that I said it is not true. If it's given in foreign currency, unless they have given you an exchange rate, continue working in foreign currency. Unless other variables were given in Ghana cedi, then I will suggest you suggest exchange rate of 1:1. Did you get the exam technique?
Yeah.
Good. Any question? So cost, insurance, and freight. Now, if there's an exchange rate, you convert, right? So I will mostly start what? The cost, insurance, and freight in Ghana cedi, if they've given you an exchange rate. And this is where it gets interesting. Now you are going to compute the import duty on this. Do you get it?
Yes. Hello, sir.
Yes, boss.
Yes, so the notional insurance comes in where the question has not given any insurance value,
Yes.
right?
When the question has not given you
Yeah.
insurance value.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why I said if it's not insured, you do a notional one, meaning it's not real. It's just for the computation of this thing. Do you get it? So once you get your import duty as maybe they'll give you a percentage, or if a percentage is not given, you can suggest, right, based on the kind of good you think. So CIF, once you do this, you are now going to, if there was import excise, this one people usually don't know that we also do import excise the same way. So let's say there was import excise, let's say that was 10%. Okay, so excise duties, when you import goods to, you pay what? Import excise. It's also a duty, but import excise duty is also on CIF. So you also do the same thing, right? Then you apply it. But most questions, you won't see import excise and import duty at the same time. But I'm just giving you the worst case scenario. So all duties will be added to the CIF. Then you arrive at what we call the duty inclusive value. Are we okay? Then we get the duty inclusive what value. Now, this duty inclusive value that you have gotten, this is like your taxable value, right? Now you are going to tax it. Okay, this is where you are now going to get what? Your NHIL, okay, 2.5% on the duty inclusive value. Your get fund, 2.5% on what? The duty inclusive what? Value. Then your VAT. You know, COVID is no more. Then you do your VAT at what? 15%, right? Also of the duty inclusive what? Value. And then you are done. So this becomes the total taxes. So your total taxes becomes the duty, the NHIL, the get fund, the VAT. And that's the total taxes you would have paid. If there are other taxes, note that all other taxes will be a percentage of what? The CIF. What did I say? All other taxes will be a percentage of what? The CIF.
CIF.
Yeah, the only things that are computed on the duty inclusive value is the NHIL get fund VAT. But every other tax that will give you in any question is on the CIF. Okay, apart from our NHIL get fund or VAT, which is based on the duty inclusive value. Is that clear?
Yes,
Is that
sir.
clear? Good.
That's
So
is it possible that the question will give you the CIF?
yes, it depends. But most of the time they wouldn't give you. You have to get it yourself.
Okay.
But it's not difficult. So would you rather we take some questions
Yes,
just to
sir.
compute import duty? Yes, then we come into
Yes,
this
please,
question.
let's try a question.
Hello, sir. Please, the last thing you wrote, something taxes, percentage of CI.
Other tax.
I said other taxes. Anytime the question gives you other taxes, you just take a percentage of CIF. So let's say
Okay.
that they said ECOWAS levy 0.5%, right? So you just do 0.5% of the CIF. Exim Bank levy 0.5%, 0.5% of the CIF. Special levy 1%, you just do 1% of CIF. Then that becomes the total taxes that you.
Thank you, please.
You're welcome. It's like we haven't learned anything, no, and time is going. Hey, Charlie.
Hey, Empony.
Oh, we haven't learned, and time is not so on our side. Okay. Let me see if I can get something on import duty for us. Yes. So I want to take a simple question on import duty and then.
Which year?
You mean which year? Most of the import duty questions in tax audit, they are old. But let me see if I can get.
So it will not come again.
No, please never assume. Or your duty is not to predict. Your duty is to learn. What they are, no. Whatever they present, you should be able to do. Please never predict. It won't help you. You are not a magician.
It's scaring me. Seriously.
No, it's because you are. Listen, you see, it's scaring you because you are not paying close attention and because you have not solved the question.
No,
with it.
I have not solved anything like this before.
That is why I'm now teaching you. So have an open mind, that your mind is ready to receive anything new.
So,
because
do you have a solved past question?
Yes, that's what we are coming to do. We are coming to solve a question together.
Okay.
Don't worry, I got you. No fear. That's why I'm here.
When I pass, I'll come and look for you. But if I fail, they forget.
Hey, you fail.
Don't worry, there's no way you are failing. So far as God did,
I
yeah,
feel.
you'll make it. Yeah.
I
can't teach you tax
because
audit. I can't teach you tax audit for you to fail. I can't teach you final one for you to fail. Unless you are not serious. Unless you are not serious. You see, students, their problem is that they are looking for the exact same question. And if you carry that mindset, you will fail.
No.
You see, you teach a student something. For instance, last night, say international tax. Now, catch us, people say, or establish an intra-group service, another sister company that will provide services to the group, and they ask you that what conditions must you look out for, and we have taught you intra-group services, but they left it blank, forgetting say somebody's sister company providing services to the group is still intra-group services. So all you have to do is put the same conditions, direct benefit test, shareholder activities, and all those things, right? Core services, centralized services. You see, the thing is that people are expecting to see the thing. No, you apply. That's what I'm telling you. BBI
Yes,
application.
applied knowledge.
Ultimately, yes, there you'll be fine. Do you get it? So, Yansha, there. So this is how you deal with this type of question. So a 40-foot container loaded with frozen chicken legs from Brazil in 2024. It has 2,500 cartons of 20 kg per carton. Now the free on board is simply the cost from the other country, right? I'm just giving you simplified knowledge. I don't want to go into Incoterms. I get it. So Incoterms is international custom terms. I'm just going basic. So free on board, the car I bought from that other country. Do you understand? So they've given us a free on board value at 0.79 per kg. The freight charges is $2,000 per 40-foot container from Brazil. And they've given us the exchange rate to be 15.2 per $1. I get announced by the BOG. And always use the BOG rate or the BOG rate declared at the date of the customs entry. Now, import duty rate is 35%, import VAT 15%, NHIL. Now there's no COVID, so we ignore the COVID. Compute the CIF and the various taxes and the total. So what's the first step? I told you what's the first step.
Calculate the cost.
We get the
So we
cost,
have to compute the CIF,
the CIF. And CIF begins with what? The cost, right?
Cost.
the
Yeah.
cost. Yes.
So with the cost, we start with the free on board. Almost say the goods was what? 2,500 cartons, right? But within each carton, within each carton, there is a 20 kg. True or false? So how many kgs? Because look, this free on board value was per kg. So if one carton beer no, a 20 kg in a woman for all the 2,500 cartons, no, don't was any ebenya. How many kgs would we have gotten? That means 2,500 cartons are 20 kg each. Oh, so that would have given us 50,000 kgs. True or false?
True.
True or false?
True.
And each of these
50,000.
50,000 kg, no. What is the free on board? The cost per kg is 0.79 per kg. Mebwa, do you all
Yes.
agree?
Yes.
Do you all agree?
Yeah.
So some people are quiet too, or you don't understand.
Mhm.
Or everyone is okay.
So we don't understand. Oh, that's the reason.
Listen, the free on board value that they've given you, is it in kg or is it in cartons? Please read the question first. Read. They said the value is what?
Where is the question, cry?
It's right in front of you. Look at it. The free on board value was given per what? I've highlighted it in yellow. It's giving us per what?
Hey, is it? I thought, 0.79 kg.
Per kg. For every kg, your cost is $0.79.
Okay.
But what you brought was in cartons, and in each carton, be a 20 na shim. So carton baku be a 20 2,500 cartons na do saying a shim. Is it not multiplying the 2,500 by 20?
By 20.
Yes, and that gave us 50,000 kg. And they are telling us that kg baku be cost is 0.79. And so kita 50,000. So don't you multiply by that?
We'll multiply by 0.79.
That's all we are saying. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
So that now gives
Yes,
you your
please.
39,500. Now, was there freight charges? Was there freight?
Yes, I think yeah.
Freight was how much?
Yeah.
$2,000.
$2,000.
So you add
$2,000.
it, and this gives us what? 41,500. No be so.
Yes,
Now we
please.
said this gives us our cost and what? Freight value. No be so.
Yeah.
Which is our C and what? F.
F.
Are we okay? So now that we have the
Yes,
C and
please.
F, we said that, was there insurance in the question? No, there was no insurance. So I
So
told
no,
you that
nominal,
we
we
used the
assume the
notional
insurance.
insurance. So did the goods come by
Notional.
air or they came by sea?
It will be by C.
Yes, frozen chicken legs, 40-foot container. It means it came by sea. So here
C.
you apply. Do you understand?
0
So
point
notional
something something.
insurance. No, you have to have it in your head, though. Not 0 point
Mm.
Eh,
something.
hey,
It's going to
Yes.
give
0 point, I saw 0.875.
875%.
It's
Mm,
0.875%, meaning
5.
don't go and do 0.875. It means 87.5.
Eh,
It's 0.875%. So 0.875
percent
over 100 times this 41,
times
500.
41
Because it's 875%. So 0.875 divided by 100 times 41,
by
500.
air is
That's
1%.
363, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so now we have gotten our cost, insurance, and freight value in what?
Dollars.
In dollars. Okay, which gives us what?
41,863.
41,863.
So this
41,000.
question, how many custom officers are writing this?
But this is very easy. You just have to know the procedure. That's why it's called cost, insurance, and freight. So you need cost, you need insurance, you need freight. This thing is the easiest question they can ever give you. If you see this and you ignore it, it means you weren't ready to pass, because this is very easy. It's not mechanical, it's straightforward. Most of the time, they won't give you this type of, they'll just give you the cost straight, the freight straight. Are you getting it? So I'll come
Yes,
and
sir.
teach you how it's applied. Okay, so now we have the CIF, and they said the exchange rate was what? $15,
15.2.
15 cedis, right? So I need the cost, insurance, and what? And freight
Wait.
in what? In Ghana cedis, maybe.
Yes, please.
So I just have to take the 41,863 and then multiply by 50
Times.
is 20 pesos. So that gives me what?
636,317.6.
You said 636.
317.6.
So let's make it 318, right? I don't want the decimal, but in exam you have to bring it. All right. So now that we have this, what do we need? We need the import duty, right?
Import
So the
duty,
whole thing
yes.
is that import duty will be added to what? The CIF. Okay. So in that case, import duty in the question was what?
35%.
35%. So 35% of 636,318. You mean you're saying
222,711.16.
322,711.
No, 222
Okay, 222.
711.16.
So 711. Okay. So
Yes.
we add this together and we now come and get what we call our duty inclusive value. Are we okay? So that gives us our duty inclusive what? Value. So our duty inclusive value, you mean you're saying 636,318.
859,028.76.
3585.
859,028.76.
So 029, right? Okay. So you
Yes.
just round off anytime you give me the figure. We don't have the luxury of time to be
Okay.
doing pointers.
Okay.
All right. So now let's get our N hill. N hill will become what?
2.5.
2.5% of our 859,029, right? So get fund, the same 2.5% of our what? 859,029. Okay. Then we need our import VAT. So import VAT will give us what? So import VAT will give us what? 15% on the same figure, right? 859,029. Joyce, is it okay now? Do you understand now?
Yes.
Okay. So is this difficult?
Not really, if only I study.
So make your mind that you are getting it once. It's Wesian and then mema name pound. Because
Patrol you.
idea we banner win to me and yeah, it will be painful. Say 20 marks, you've left it to go.
So
So
the
just
VAT is 128524.
128524.
128,854.
Okay,
854.
854. Okay, good. So now, what are the total taxes we have? We have the duty, no, so 222,711. So what's our total taxes and duties paid? Total taxes plus duties. Everything. 222,711, meboa. 222,711
1,000,010.
plus our 21,476 plus 21,476 plus 128,854, right? So this is what will be on what we call your import declaration form, right? You said there's 1 million, how much? No, it's not 1 million.
No, it's rather 394,517.
394,517.
7.
So this is what you
Yes.
have done. We call it a recomputation in audit. In Tisanka, let me show you something. What if the taxpayer had declared a total duties and VAT of 200,000? It means he has done under declaration. True or false?
Yeah.
Because he
It's
has said
true.
he paid this, but when we computed it, it means this. That means he has what? Additional what? 194,517 to pay to GRA. Meboa.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, and this is the audit. Now that you guys are not babies anymore,